Here's a question that gets uncomfortable fast. If we shifted to a degrowth economy tomorrow, would your job still exist? Would mine? It's not a hypothetical. It's already happening to some industries. And the answer is more interesting than you'd think. I'm Dee. This is Degrowth by Design. Today, work. The anthropologist David Graeber wrote a book called Bullshit Jobs. In it, he argued that millions of people work in jobs they themselves believe are pointless. Marketing for products nobody needs, middle management of processes that don't need managing, compliance theater, speculative financial work that just moves money in circles. At the same time, the work that holds society together, care work, parenting, teaching, repairing, growing food, looking after the dying, is undervalued, underpaid, or unpaid altogether. We've built an economy where the most essential work is the least visible, and the least essential work is the highest paid. That's not an accident. It's growth orthodoxy in action. Degrowth doesn't say stop working. It asks a sharper question. Which work is actually serving people? And which work is just keeping the growth machine going? The answers point in several directions. 1. Shorter working weeks. The 4-day week trials in Iceland, the UK, Belgium, and Japan have shown that productivity stays flat or improves, while well-being increases significantly. After the UK trial in 2022, 92% of companies continued the policy. Microsoft Japan reported a 40% productivity boost. 2. Revaluing care. The work of looking after children, the elderly, the sick, the community, counted properly, this is the largest economic sector on Earth. Globally, women perform around 76% of unpaid care work. Estimates put the value at over $11 trillion annually. None of it shows up in GDP. 3. Universal basic services. Rather than a basic income alone, what if certain essentials, healthcare, education, housing, transport, were treated as infrastructure, not commodities? Universal basic services would reduce the amount of paid work people need just to survive. 4. Meaningful work as a right. The idea that work itself should be dignified, time-respecting, and connected to genuine purpose, not a privilege, a baseline. The thinker Kate Soper calls this alternative hedonism, the idea that a slower, more meaningful, more care-rich life isn't a sacrifice, it's an upgrade. Degrowth doesn't ask you to quit your job. It asks the system to make different jobs viable. One question for your own week. Roughly, what percentage of your working time is generative? Creating, caring, repairing, teaching, growing? And what percentage is extractive, chasing metrics that disappear, selling things people don't need, optimizing for systems that don't optimize for you? You don't have to quit anything, but noticing the ratio is information. It tells you something about where the economy actually is versus where it's going. And if your industry would shrink under degrowth, that's not a threat. It's a signal. Industries that depend on overproduction or extraction are already shrinking, with or without policy. Being early to that conversation is an advantage. Next week, we tackle one of the most visibly broken sectors in the global economy: fashion. Specifically, why blaming fast fashion misses the point. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Let's build a world that thrives by design, not by default.